Two things are important to reiterate now going into persuasive speaking. And those two things are the time of the speech and the delivery of the speech. Okay, so I have a time frame for the speeches. It's between 4 and 5 minutes. That's critical. It's critical to stay within that time frame. One, it tells me you've practiced to be within 4 to 5 minutes and not just rambling on. When you go over, it tends to be because you're not prepared and you ramble on. And it keeps you within to be more disciplined and focused too. And it's also critical in the rest of your life after this class. You will be going out and you will be doing job interviews. You will be doing asking for pay raises. You'll be asking for promotions. You'll be trying to get cherry jobs within the organization. You'll be trying to get scarce resources from somebody. If you're a manager of any sort, you will be holding meetings. And sometimes, in my case, I worked in an organization. We had a meeting that was like 50 managers. And when we spoke, we got 2 minutes to speak about and trying to get scarce resources or trying to get a point across or trying to run a promotion or whatever it was. We had 2 minutes to give that in. And then the boss stopped you at 2 minutes. And if you could speak and get your point across and be persuasive and influential in those 2 minutes, you'd rise through the organization. Okay, so there's a lot of important things to it. Also, now I worked as a professional speaker from 1993 up until 2 years ago, and I still do some spot things, but whenever I go out to speak, it's always on some sort of an agenda. It means I'm not the only speaker. The CEO is going to speak, the department manager is going to speak, the human resource person is going to speak, or if I'm at a business meeting and it's a fraternal organization, the president of the organization speaks, the vice president speaks, and then there's a sergeant of arms or somebody. Everybody seems to have some sort of a speaking gig. And when they tell you you've got 5 minutes, you got 10 minutes, you got 20 minutes, that's what they mean. You can't go over, as a professional speaker, you can't have 20 minutes and then go over 20 minutes. People got to get back to work. You can't go under 20 minutes because the other speakers have their speeches planned. So you mess up the whole structure there if you don't come prepared within the time frame. And I can guarantee you, you'll never get invited back if you go under or over the time limit that they've given you. All right. So what you hope to do is, if you want more time, sometimes they'll give it to you, but it's usually like you'll be interesting and then you'll end it on time and then say, then they'll have some question and answers. But anyway, regardless, get prepared, stay in the time frame. I put 20 points onto your rubric. So it's worth 20% of your grade to stay within 4 to 5 minutes. And if you go over 1 minute over, you just lost 20 points. That's 20% of your grade. So work hard. If you don't come right within it, then re-record it. You can do that. In real life in the classroom, I just stop you. It's just as simple as that. But here you can record it, you can re-record. So do it. It's an easy way to get some points. The second thing is, I forgot. I wrote everything else down, but I didn't write that down. It must have been with delivery. Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't delivery. Good. I'm glad I remembered. So your speech, your outline is not your speech. You don't have to read your outline. You don't have to read anything. You just talk to the audience like you're talking in conversational style. You would not run up to a friend of yours and pull out a piece of paper and read, where you're prepared ahead of time what you're going to say to your friend. Oh, hi, Joe. I wanted to stop by and see you because, and read through that. That's nonsense. So why do that in a speech? Okay, there are certain manuscript speeches you do, and mainly when you're speaking about a governmental policy or organizational policy, then you would probably have to read it so you didn't slip and give out wrong information. But anyway, for what we do, strictly take your outline, extrapolate key words, and then just use those words and talk concept to concept to concept. In other words, if your first point is fish, then you should be talking about fish. not talking about chipmunks. And if your second point is chipmunks, you should be talking about chipmunks, not about cows. And if your third point is cows, you should be talking about cows, not about fish. Okay, does that make sense? So do that all the way through, and then we go in a motivated sequence, it'll get more nuanced. All right. Hopefully to tell you that takes some pressure off of you, because a lot of you are going word to word, and that's really hard to do unless you read or memorize. And either way, if you read or memorize, you sound like you're monotone and robotic and just a snoozer for everyone. So keep your audience interested, talk to the audience, be animated, smile to the audience, and engage the audience. Okay, and when you make mistakes, don't worry about it, because you're the only one that knows you made a mistake. Nobody else knows. They don't know what you prepared or what you wrote down. So just say concept to concept to concept, not word to word, and go all the way through. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully that'll help you out.